Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to get into a variety of topics, but this first topic, let's talk about the deadline, the theoretical upcoming deadline of the 7,500 federal tax credit, the 7,500 that you can get off of a Tesla vehicle, electric vehicle, when you purchase one now up until when it could potentially end, and how this could affect some of the markets. And we'll talk about the probability, which it's actually a high probability depending on who you ask, that the 7,500 tax credit is coming to an end. So we're going to get into that plus a variety of topics. But before we do that, let's roll that intro really quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla deal hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And if you got a question you want to ask me directly, one-on-one type of support, you can do that at my Patreon group down below in the description. Today's live stream is sponsored with Aura, where you can protect your online data and much more, but more on that later. And so time is ticking. There is a bill that was introduced, not yet presented to the Senate, because that's actually the next step. And then once it's presented to the floor, then we might have a number to it that we can start keeping track of at what step and what stage it goes through all the different votes in the House, the Senate, and then ultimately with the president signing off on it. But there is a bill that Congress has taken to the next step to eliminating the 7,500 federal tax credit. And so if you're iffy on this, like if you've been pondering over a Tesla Model 3 or Model Y purchase and you don't want to leave anything to gamble, because 7,500 is a good amount and a lot of people qualify to get it, and it is itemized, discounted, minus off of the price of a Model 3 or Model Y when you purchase, lease, or even finance the vehicle. And right now Model Y has 1.99, Model 3 has 0% as well. And so certainly if you're looking to order any of these, don't forget to use a Tesla referral code just like the one down below in the description, so you can get 3 months of full self-driving added to your Tesla vehicle. All you have to do is hit that referral link down below in the description, then go to the Tesla website and take a look at it. But the bill is, this is not a new thing. There's been talks about this for a while with all the different situations and all the different opportunities that could be happening from it. But let's go ahead. We actually went ahead and asked Grok, like, what's the probability of what if this is actually going to go through? Like, what are the odds that the 7,500 federal tax credit gets killed this year by December 31st, 2025? And so Grok says that the House, there's an 80% chance it's going to go through. The Republican-controlled House is pushing a bill to limit the credit. Pretty strong party unit makes the passage lightly. Senate 70%. The GOP Senate majority is poised to repeal, but a slim margin, and Senate could delay it. Reconciliation is needed for success. And then Trump, of course, 85%. Trump opposes the credit and backs the appeal. His influence over the GOP ensures strong executive support. Overall, 75%. Combining all factors, the repeal is probable, but not certain. And either way, the good thing is we've got a long runway till December 31st. And of course, we're going to be getting updates throughout all of this as this goes through. And if this starts to happen, maybe incentives won't be as good, because there could be some natural demand of Tesla vehicles, or really all electric vehicles, because a lot of people want that 7,500. But I feel like a lot of you out there, if the 7,500 is removed, you're probably not going to buy an electric vehicle, period. And you got to remember, like, why was this electric vehicle tax credit even created? It was created early on because they wanted manufacturing brought here with like batteries, electric vehicles for factories and everything. And so certainly maybe there will be some sort of happy median in between, with like a phase out of sorts in which maybe it would only be 3,750, because not every vehicle gets the full 7,500. It actually kind of adjusts based upon the different vehicles. They have to qualify with production manufacturing in the US. And a lot of these other manufacturers like BMW and all these other ones, or maybe even Subaru, or of course Rivian, Tesla, they've made many investments to try and get manufacturing or to get manufacturing for the batteries and everything here. And so it would be kind of a U-turn if they've already invested billions, millions of dollars, and then the 7,500 federal tax credit just gets stripped away. But then, of course, in other news, certainly or another thought process is maybe the margins are pretty high with electric vehicles because it is a simpler vehicle when you think about it versus like a gas engine vehicle. And me and Chip on our podcast actually talked a bunch about this. If you want to check it out, we can check out the breakdown where we talk about electric vehicles and all the tax credits and used cars, used Teslas, brand new EVs, and everything. So definitely check it out. But let us know, what do you think? Do you think there's a good chance this could go away? And if it's going to be going away, are you going to be making your decision earlier than later on if you're going to be buying a Tesla vehicle or not? But let us know what your thoughts are, and let us know what you're thinking. If you're planning on financing your Tesla, then there's one thing you need to do before you even apply: protect your credit. Seriously, because here's the wildest part. Bank of America just had a data breach recently, and they didn't even tell customers for a month. That means your social, your phone number, and your email could have already been out there, and you'd have no clue. Most companies wait on average of 277 days to report a breach. That's 9 months where your identity is exposed and you're the last to know. That's why I use Aura, today's sponsor. Aura constantly scans the dark web and lets me know if anything tied to me shows up: my social, bank info, or any of my personal information. And that's not just for breaches. There's so many different tools I use with Aura. Want to reduce those pesky spam calls? Aura's got it. Want to remove your data like your addresses, phone numbers from those sketchy broker sites? Aura has that too. They will also include $5 million in identity theft insurance, and everything's packed into one clean app. You can try it free for 14 days at aura.com/DennisCW. I'll put that in the description as well. Don't wait until someone else tells you your data is at risk. That's like turning on Sentry mode after your car got keyed. Protect your credit before you apply. I'm doing it, and you should too. Thanks to everyone. Tesla54, thanks for coming in. Let's see who else. Francisco, Michael, U-Haul. Thank you all for dropping by. And Tesla54, thank you for the super chat as well. If I buy, it's more than lease, even with low interest rate on Model 3 Performance, unless I put a lot down over 11K. So I'll at least put down 7K or so. The 7,500 ends December of this year, right? As it states on the bill, but it hasn't been passed yet. And so that's our first, initial date of December 31st. 2024 used Model 3 Performance with 4,800 miles on it for $43,000. Is it a good deal? I just saw on one of the issue cars, brakes were orange, rust hard for them, but the car has around 5K miles or so. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a good deal. Maybe if you can get it a little bit lower than that, like $40,000. I mean, the best resource that I like using is Car Buyer USA, because it's kind of like a Carvana, CarMax, and all the different things. But what's really cool is, like, if I was shopping for a used Tesla, I would just go ahead, put it into the Car Buyer USA like this, and I don't even need to put like the state or how I own or anything, and I can click this and it will give me a wholesale value of what that vehicle could be worth. So Car Buyer USA says that a 2024 Model 3 Performance with 4,800 miles is worth $39,000. So if I was shopping privately, I would offer maybe $1,000 or $2,000 more than this to try and see. Because if you think about it from the seller's end, they really only have a couple different options on how to get rid of their vehicle, right? They could trade it in, they could sell to Carvana, Car Buyer USA, or they could sell to you. And when you're selling a used car, I guess every 500, 1,000, a couple thousand is going to make a difference. And so I would say if you can get it closer to 39,000 Tesla 54, I would try and get there. Any idea when the Model Y is coming out? I heard around June. Price? Yeah, Model Y Performance. I mean, we're actually going to talk about that just next. You had a Model 3 Performance. Did you like it? Thoughts? Tesla 54. I actually really like the Model 3 Performance. It is a fantastic, fun, track-focused vehicle. And, certainly it is probably the funnest Tesla to drive with how zippy it is, the handling and everything. But at the same time, maybe it's not as comfortable as as it could be for a daily driver. And so, there's, double things that, pros and cons between the two of them. The Model Y, though, fantastic vehicle in terms of daily driver, probably not as good on the track, but I'm not going to the track every single weekend type of thing. Francisco, about a 2019 Model 3, am I eligible for the 7,500 tax credit? Like, did you buy one in 2019? Then yes, you are eligible this year. Michael, thanks for coming in. Do you think prices go down after bill is signed or before to help increase demand before the plunge? I think prices could stay the same. It really depends on what type of rush there actually is. And what we've seen in years past is that when the tax credit was ending, there is a rush, but it could be like a super late rush, like all the way till the end of December, like 2 weeks before the year end, where people realize, oh, that 7,500 is going away. Let me go ahead and try and rush to buy a vehicle because, we're all human and we're all procrastinators for sure. Tax credit goes away, drop MSRP. U-Haul, yeah, I would say that could be the case as well. Ralph, thanks for coming in. Here for the news on the 7-seater Model Y. Yeah, I'm still waiting on 7-seater Model Y as well. H-Stream, great to see you as well. Thanks for coming in. And Ralph, I doubt the 7,500 and this year it won't pass the Senate. Yeah, I would say, Grok said it's about a 70% chance, but more than likely it's probably less than that because of how much investment all the, big automotive companies and everything have invested in factories already. And it would be a weird U-turn, but maybe it was all like a ploy, right? To try and get these factories and everything here. Well, definitely not a ploy. In this next topic, there has been a stealth Model Y something or covered heavily camouflaged Model Y performance that has been spotted at Giga Texas. Joe caught it with his drone today. Quote, caught something interesting today. Two heavily camouflage cars driving on the west side of Giga Texas. Several viewers noted that this in my short video on the autonomous drive. Here is the section zoomed in. So you can see a Cybertruck right here and then a two vehicle following each other behind it. And so what are we waiting for here? We're waiting for a cheaper Model Y. We're waiting for a 7-seater Model Y potentially. We're also waiting for a Model Y performance. And so does this mean we are 1 month more away or maybe in 1/4 away from a Model Y performance? I mean, look how heavily they camouflage this, covered this up. They didn't want any leaks at all with this vehicle, but what they did want was for this vehicle to be seen. And so Tesla maybe making some moves here to try and show something ahead of a schedule or something that is coming for the Model Y performance. I mean, I'm excited for it. I'm excited for maybe a Model Y performance coming in June because, the one thing is that performance vehicles, not everybody buys them, but certainly it brings excitement to the model, the trim, or the line. So when like Model 3 Performance came out, it brought excitement to the other Model 3s. And so maybe people want to drive the new Model 3 Performance, but then they realize, the long range or the rear wheel drive is just a better vehicle for them, whether it's due to budgets or just even comfortability. And so the same thing will happen with the Model Y Performance. It will bring excitement. People will like how cool it looks, and with everything, they'll see it on the road, and then they'll go shopping for it, and then they'll realize just the long range all-wheel drive or something else, it might be the better build for them and more in their budget. So let us know what your thoughts on it. When do you think the Model Y performance is coming out? I for sure can't wait to see the specs, the styling, and everything when it actually comes out. Now that you've bought your Tesla or you're about to buy your Tesla, did you know that it comes with 0 accessories? Seriously, not even a phone mount. But don't worry, we've got you covered. In my opinion, there's a few must-haves that every Tesla owner should get, like a phone mount so your phone doesn't fly off during acceleration, a center console organizer because without it, you're going to lose a bunch of stuff, and my newest favorite, an invisible underscreen station mount from Jowa, a great place to store sunglasses. And all of these accessories plus more you can get from our partner Jowa. And these accessories are good because I actually use all of their stuff. And if you use our promo code down below in the description, you can save some money and support the channel as well. But Jowa doesn't stop at just the basics. They've got a wireless game controller that fits perfectly in the glove box, a portable air compressor for peace of mind on those long road trips, and even an electric scooter, because why walk from the superchargers or level 2 chargers? So not only will you save some money by using our promo code down below in the description, you can also get free shipping on orders over $120. So definitely check it out, link down below in the description. Thank you to Joe for partnering with us on this channel, and let's get on to the next topic. Thanks for that, everyone. Should I buy or lease a new Model 3 Performance or get the Model Y Performance? Oh, I mean, now you're just dancing because there's always going to be another Tesla and everything. And so I mean, now that we're so close to a Model Y performance, potentially, at the end of the day, Tesla 54, you should wait till quarter 4 because the deals are always best in quarter 4. In fact, anybody that's watching right now, if you can wait, like if you don't need a vehicle, like if your vehicle is fine, you can drive it for another 3 months or whatever, then I would say just wait till quarter 4. What that sounds like in terms of quarter 4 definition, that's October through December, because the deals always get better every single month, year after year. Tundra, tariffs won't impact prices for Tesla, correct? Elon has said that they are not going to be not affected, but certainly we'll see. Would you buy a used Tesla like that Model 3 Performance? It depends on the deal, and also depends on how I'm paying. If I'm financing, I wouldn't say get a used Tesla because the interest rates are going to be a lot higher. I mean, 8% versus 0%. You can see the difference there. But if I was paying cash, then maybe I would consider it. It really depends on how much discount as well. So, how you're paying for it, and then how much discount. Like if it's 50% off then versus like original retail, and it's only like a couple of years old, then maybe that could be worth it. Antonio, thanks for coming in. If tax credit goes away, Tesla will have to start a new strategy to get customers interested on Tesla. So new incentives should be coming our way. Yeah, 100%. That's why, like my conspiracy hat, I feel like Tesla will just drop the price massively to make these vehicles even more affordable. In fact, maybe they're already working on that. I mean, they kind of are with all these cheaper builds that are floating around in rumors and everything. Ron, these cars are still expensive with the way they depreciate. 45,000 for a red Model 3 long range with white interior and Nova wheels in Massachusetts. Make sure you include taxes and fees when on YouTube. Yeah, 100%. But of course, taxes and fees do change from state to state. I mean, there's some states, I think it used to be where you paid no sales tax on electric vehicles. I think maybe it's half of that now. Chris, waiting on my Model 3 Performance after driving my buddies for almost 2 weeks. Nice, that's a nice buddy. Fell in love with it and had a midlife crisis buy. New daily driver wife might be sold on making the EV switch as well now. Yeah, certainly it's a nice switch when all you have to do is just get home to charge your vehicle instead of dropping by gas stations and fighting for the pump or whatever. Maybe you don't have to. Car Buyer USA does not have the option for 2025 cars, only 2024 and Model Y and down. Ralph, yes, I guess they haven't made their updates yet with that, but I would give it to them. They're probably going to soon, but I don't even know if because I was checking to see if any of the newer Model Ys, the Junipers, have shown up at the auction, and I actually haven't seen any of them at the auction either. So it's still relatively new at this point. In this next topic, quote, Tesla has slashed Cybertruck prices as it struggles with demand. This is an interesting one because Forbes is now reporting on this. Tesla slashes Cybertruck prices as it struggles with demand, and they've reported what we've been talking about for a while now and how they've reduced pricing up to $8,550 off for the cheapest, or I guess not arguably the cheapest, but the cheapest one that's in inventory, which is the all-wheel drive. But if it's a little bit of like a sleight of hand, because the ones that are being discounted are 2024s. 2024s are not eligible for the 7,500 tax credit on a finance or cash, only with a lease, and not a lot of them in at least our area are eligible for the lease so that you can do that lease buyout. But still very interesting to see here. And so I was actually talking to someone earlier today that's scheduled a call about Cybertrucks and what is my thought process. I think right now it's still a little bit of a wait unless you can get that deal, that unicorn deal, where you find a $8,000 off all-wheel drive version that you can lease through the lease buyout. But then, of course, you do have to have outside means to be able to buy it in or even finance it through a credit union when you do that lease buyout. But the one thing is for sure, because Cybertrucks, there's plenty of them in stock. And on top of that, there's plenty of 2024s, there's plenty of 2025s, and there's plenty of Foundation Series ones as well. And what we know on this channel is that when inventory stays high, which the Cybertruck, according to this inventory chart, is the highest inventory count for Tesla that they have by model, is the Cybertruck. And so when inventory is the highest, more incentive, more deals, more creative things that Tesla has to do to try and clear them out is on its way and is coming. So certainly I would say unless you're finding that unicorn lease buyout deal that's $8,000 off, I would keep holding, because one thing's for sure, if we look at the next 6 months when they've got 2024s, 2025s in stock with big discounts and foundation series in stock, well, guess what's also happening by the end of this year, maybe even late December, 2026 Tesla Cybertrucks as well. So certainly it's going to be in an interesting predicament. And, if I was recommending to a friend right now, like Cybertruck, if they didn't need it, I would say keep waiting until November, December as well. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. Are you in the same boat for the Cybertruck? If you need a truck, that sounds kind of interesting to say, but if you need a truck, then certainly the deals are there. But just be aware of what could be happening in the near future with Cybertruck incentives and everything. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. But one thing's for sure, if you're buying a new Tesla, it does not come with this. And that's a set of all-weather floor mats. My favorite set so far right now is a set by 3W Liners. And I've tried all the different floor mats that are out there: 3D Mats USA, Tasmanian, and a bunch of Amazon ones. And by far, these are going to be my favorite set. I've got them in our Model X, Model 3, Model Y, and also Cybertruck as well. And if you use our promo code down below in the description, not only will you save 25% off and get a set under $100, you'll support the channel as well. So definitely check out our partner 3W Liner floor mats down below in the description, and let's get on to the next topic. Thanks to that, everyone. And on top of that, 3W All-Weather Floor Mats just released their Model Y Juniper floor mat. So if you use promo code Dennis, you can save even more and get it at a great price. So definitely check it out. Link in the live stream chat. And we're going to be getting our set very, very soon with these. U-Haul, alternative fuel vehicle refilling property credit phasing out New Year's. Oh, next year? Maybe. I would say so. Tesla 54. What does Tesla look for if you're retired? Obviously, don't work to look at your assets besides credit and how much down, right? So that's a tough one, because all financial companies with financing look at income. So if you can report income, then you'll have a better chance. If you definitely always want to report income of some sorts, whether it's retired income or whatever, and then or even investment income maybe. And then if that's the case, then you might have to put a more sizable down payment, which I think you're already doing, like 10,000 plus, really just to calm the bank so that they don't have worries about you being able to pay off the vehicle essentially. What else we got? In this next topic, Tesla insurance rates are outpacing the average. I'm going to give you some couple tips, because if you're looking to buy a Tesla, you might have heard that your insurance is going to be more expensive, or could be more expensive than the normal vehicle out there. Well, Car Dealership Guy posted this. Car insurance costs are reshaping what buyers can actually afford. Premiums keep rising. Even the budget cars are pushing $2K a year to insure. And so we've done polls on the channel a ton, and I think the average payment for insurance that people are paying is around $180 a month. But now I'm curious, like, what are you driving right now, and how much are you paying for insurance? But taking a look at this graph right here, we can see Tesla Model X and Tesla Model 3, the yellow line and the red line, are pushing over $4,000 to $4,500 a year, where the average vehicle is around what, 2,300. So 23, about what is that, 100 to 200, like $200 a month, whereas Model 3, Model X is pushing like $400 a month. I don't know if that is correct, but I guess maybe, I'd love to hear from you all. How much are you paying for your Tesla vehicle's insurance? We pay about $180 per vehicle, and I think that's about a good average, like $200, because insurance as a whole is going out for a ton of people. But the one thing's for sure, if you need some recommendations, the cheapest, I know it's not in every single state, but it's going to be Tesla insurance if you can qualify. The second one is going to be Costco insurance. We currently have it. We're able to get in before they pulled out of California, but if you can get it in your area or your state, it is definitely worth it. And then last one for California only is Wawa Nisa. It used to be with them. Great service, and also a reasonable rate as well. Costco was just a little bit lower. But let us know what your thoughts on it. How much are you paying for your insurance for your Tesla vehicle? I'd love to hear from you and everything. Rob, I'll be taking delivery of my Juniper on the 27th. Nice, Rob. Congrats. Enjoy it in good health. And now here's the second most exciting part, which is accessories. But thanks for jumping in, everybody. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for hitting the like button, the comments, and everything. See you guys in the next one. See ya.